Hello everyone. So today we'll be taking up the daily quiz for the date 4th April 2024. So before getting into the daily quiz, so there's a very small announcement. So that is regarding the National Scholarship Test that will be conducted this weekend, and all the details for it is given in the description box below. So now let us start with the first question. So far the first question is based on today's headlines. So that is regarding the electronic voting machine, that is your EVM. So there was one plea that was filed in the Supreme Court regarding EVM and how the voting has to be conducted, or say how it has to be calculated. So based on that we will be taking up the question. So consider the following statement regarding the electronic voting machine, that is your EVM. EVM is a stand-alone machine that do not require internet connection to function. So do you think EVM is a stand-alone machine? Say for example, this is your EVM. So EVM is is it a stand-alone machine? EVM nowadays it involves, this is your control unit, this is your ballot unit, then this is your VVPAT. So all the three together is called as your EVM. Is this EVM, is it a stand-alone unit or is it connected to the internet? What do you think? EVM is a stand-alone unit. So it is a stand-alone unit. So as a reason, it cannot be tampered as such. So the hacking of EVM is unlikely because it's a stand-alone system. So it is not connected to the internet. So again, EVM are a standalone machine, so that do not require internet connection to function. So statement 1 is right. So statement 2, VVPAT enhances the transparency and enables voters to verify, that is enable voters to verify. One second. Yeah, I'm so sorry. VVPAT enhances the transparency and enables voters to verify whether their vote has been cast properly or not. Is it true? Does VVPAT enhances the transparency and enables voters to verify their vote that has been cast properly or not? Yes, this is true. That's the reason why VVPAT was introduced. So earlier, people used to just press the button in this ballot unit, and they were not sure whether the ballot unit accounted their vote or not. So as a reason, Election Commission introduced this VVPAT. So what is this VVPAT? This VVPAT is a machine that is going to print whatever you press the button over here. Whichever party you press the button, that slip would be printed over here, and that slip would be displayed, and you cannot take that slip. It is inside a glass box. It will be printed, and after, I think it's after 7 seconds, the slip will fall down in this box itself. You cannot touch the slip, but however you will get to know that whatever button you have pressed there, that slip would get printed. So that what will it do? It will add and it will enhance the transparency of the election process, and it will increase the trust of the public on the election process. So statement 2 is right. So what about statement 3? All the VVPAT slips are counted before the declaration of result. Is it true? Is the VVPAT, all VVPAT slips accounted, or say counted before the declaration of the result? No, that is the reason why a plea was filed in the Supreme Court. That is, we need to count all the VVPAT slip. That as a reason a plea was filed. So as of now, no need of counting all the VVPAT slips to declare a result. So again, this statement is wrong. So if this statement is wrong, statement 1 and 2 is right. So the answer has to be B. So B is the answer. Fine. So now we'll go to the next question. So next question is regarding the earthquake that occurred in Taiwan. So based on that, we'll be taking up the question. So statement 1. So Pacific Ring of Fire is a horseshoe-shaped area known for its frequent earthquake. What do you think? Is it true? Pacific Ring of Fire is a horseshoe-shaped area known for its frequent earthquake. This statement is absolutely right. So if you consider here, this is your Pacific Ring of Fire. So this Pacific Ring of Fire is in a horseshoe shape, and it is known for its earthquake. So statement 1 is right. So statement 1 is right. Statement 2. Pacific Ring of Fire region has active plate movement. So active plate tectonic movement. Is it true? Does Pacific Ring of Fire has active plate movement, or say active plate tectonic movement? Yes, this statement is also right. So both statement 1 and statement 2 are right. So again here, if you see the direction of the plate movement that is highlighted in this image, So there is active plate movement, that is the along the Pacific Ring of Fire, the plates are moving. So again statement 2 is right. So both the statements are right. So now we should select between A and B. So option A says that both statement 1 and 2 are correct, and statement 2 is the correct explanation for statement 1. Does statement 2 give a correct explanation to statement 1? That is, Pacific Ring of Fire has active plate movement, as a reason it has frequent earthquake. Yes, this statement is right. Since Pacific Ring of Fire has active plate movement, this leads to the earthquake. So again, statement 1 and 2 are right, and statement 2 is the explanation for statement 1. So the answer has to be A. Fine. Okay, so now we'll go to the next question. So the next question is a simple question. It is based on the report. So that is, it was based on this article. So this article mentioned a report, that is Indian Employment Report is published by whom? So who publishes this Indian Employment Report? Is it published by IMF or World Bank or Labor Bureau or ILO and Institute of Human Development? What do you think? Again, this Indian Employment Report is published by International Labour Organization ILO and Institute of Human Development. It is a jointly published report. That is ILO and Institute of Human Development. Both of them jointly published this report, that is Indian Employment Report. So this Indian Employment Report is published by both ILO and Institute for Human Development. Again, from UPSC perspective, if you analyze the previous year question, there are so many questions on the reports. So you should be knowing which organization publishes what kind of reports. So again, Indian Employment Report is published by ILO and Institute of Human Development, Institute for Human Development. Fine. Okay, so now we'll take up the next question. So the next question was regarding Human Rights Commission. So the article was based on the State Human Rights Commission, but however, from UPSC perspective, the questions have been asked on NHRC, that is National Human Rights Commission. So as a reason, we'll be taking up the question on NHRC. Consider the following statement regarding NHRC, that is National Human Rights Commission of India, is or correct. Okay, statement 1. So, National Human Rights Commission, that is NHRC of India, can only investigate human rights violation brought to its notice by victim or their kin. So, what do you think? Will NHRC take actions against any complaint that is brought by the victim or their kin? So, kin in a sense, their family members. So, what do you think? Yeah, no, it is not the only thing. NHRC can take suo motu action. Even if the victim doesn't complain, even if none of the people complain, NHRC can take action against any human rights violation in a suo motu manner. Without anyone's interference, NHRC can take the case by itself. So statement 1 is wrong. That is, NHRC of India can only investigate. It is not can only investigate. NHRC can also investigate without the complaint given by the victim also. So again here, statement 1 is wrong. So NHRC has suo motu powers. That is, NHRC can take the complaints or say investigate the matter suo motu. Without any complaint also, it can do it. Fine. Statement 2. That's NHRC, that is chairman of NHRC can only be the retired Chief Justice of India. So what do you think? NHRC chairman, is it only can the position be held only by the retired Chief Justice of India? Yes, apparently this statement was right in its original form. When the original NHRC Act was, that is Human Rights Commission Act was formed, passed, in that it was mentioned that the chairman of NHRC can only be, can be the person who was retired Chief Justice of India. But however, so there was an amendment in this 2019, that is the Protection of Human Rights Amendment Bill. In this amendment bill, it was changed. Now, the chief, that is the chairman of NHRC, can be either the retired Chief Justice of India or the retired Supreme Court judge. So earlier in its original form, it was the retired Chief Justice of India. After this amendment, now both retired Chief Justice of India or any of the retired Supreme Court judge can be the chairman of NHRC. So this statement is also wrong. So statement 3, that is NHRC can inquire into the human rights violation related to the subject in the union list only. Is it true? Since NHRC is at the union level, can NHRC investigate into the human rights violation related to the subjects in the union list only? What do you think? No, NHRC can take any subject in any of the list, even if the subject is in union list or concurrent list or state list, whatever it might be, NHRC has the powers to take up any subject in any of the list, not just in union list. So again, this statement is also wrong. So the answer has to be, what has to be the answer? The answer has to be D. So again here, note this point, there are so many polity book, even now they haven't updated the amendment bill that has changed the eligibility criteria for the chairman of NHRC. Earlier, the original form, only the retired chief justice could be eligible for the chairperson of NHRC. Now the Supreme Court judge, retired Supreme Court judge, or say retired Chief Justice of India. It's fine. Yeah. So the answer has to be D over here. Got it? Okay. So now consider the following statement. So this is PYQ, last year PYQ, 2023 PYQ. Statement 1. India, despite having uranium deposits, depends on coal for most of its electricity production. Is it true? Does India depend, despite having uranium deposits, does India depend on coal for most of its energy production? So what is the energy basket of India, or say energy mix of India? Again, this concept you should know it. Again, in GS3 there's a specific word energy that has been mentioned in the syllabus. You should know this. What is the energy basket, or say energy mix of India? That you have to know it. So yes, this statement is absolutely true. If you see the energy basket, or say energy mix of India, say around 53 or say 54% of India's energy is derived from coal, and if you see nuclear, it's around say 1.9 or 2%. So most of the India's energy comes from the coal. So statement 1 is absolutely right. So India, despite having uranium deposit, depends on coal for most of its energy production. So statement 1 is right. So what about statement 2? That is uranium enriched to an extent of at least 60%, that's at least 60% is required for the production of electricity. Is it true? Uranium enriched to an extent of at least 60% is required for the production of electricity. What do you think? Is it true? No. So somewhere around for electricity, uranium enrichment of say just 2 to 5% is sufficient for electricity generation. We do not require 60% or say 60% plus of enrichment not required. Just 2 to 5% of uranium enrichment is sufficient for electricity generation. So again, this statement is wrong. So statement 1 is right and statement 2 is wrong. So the answer has to be D. So D is the answer here. Fine. Okay. So now we'll be taking up the fact of the day. So the fact of the day is carbon neutrality. Too much in news. So what is carbon neutrality? So carbon neutrality means it is a situation where the amount of carbon emission into the atmosphere is equivalent to the amount of carbon absorbing from the atmosphere. It's as simple as this. Say for example, if there is emission of say 100 kg of carbon, say let us consider there is emission of 100 kg of carbon, so into the atmosphere, and there will be a position or say a situation where 100 kg of carbon dioxide is being absorbed by the plants or from the atmosphere. So this position or say this situation is called as carbon neutrality. That is, we are on one side there is an emission of 100 kg of carbon dioxide, on the other side there is an absorption of 100 kg of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. This situation is called as carbon neutrality. Now the entire world wants to move towards a carbon neutrality. So again, even India also has planned to move towards carbon neutrality along with most part of the world. So the reason why all the countries are moving towards carbon neutrality is that to control climate change. So that was the fact of the day. So then thank you guys. So